Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Share Your Spark podcast. This is Dragos Santosha, and in today's video, which is a very important one, we're actually talking about the formula for happiness. And I know it might sound a bit cheesy, but trust me, it's a very powerful and important video because it will clarify and simplify so much for you the model of reality and how to find actually what we're looking for. Because would you agree that actually what we do, everything that we do, is to find the inner happiness or the happiness in whatever way we describe it. But all the actions, even the ones that we don't understand, which might seem contradictory and so on, everything comes actually to how we feel. We're searching our soul. It's actually searching for this feeling of bliss, happiness, fulfillment, joy, love, and whatever word you use for this. But I want to simplify it for you because we have actually two formulas and both of them are needed in order to for our whole being to be fulfilled. Because isn't it so? We have two experiences and they might be contradictory because we have a spiritual or divine being, which is our true nature, but we also have a human experience. And this is why it's so hard and difficult for most beings, and for me it was the same, to find true fulfillment, how to balance the two, because they are from two different dimensions, worlds, and when we go and fulfill the happiness for one, we miss the other. So this is one of the keys to life, to human experience, is how to balance the two, our divine and our human experience. And for me, these formulas that I found, it's from my own experience, embodied experience. It's not from theory. I don't think you'll find this in this way anywhere else. So I hope it will bring you a lot of value and will help you clarify and simplify your model of reality and what to focus your energy, your time, your resources on. Because otherwise we might be trapped into a never-ending, circle, loop, the matrix, the mind, trying to find fulfillment and happiness there, and it's never going to work. So let's get into it. The F with a small letter is the happiness for fulfillment, let's call it, for the human part, the mind, the ego, the personality, which is also a very important part of ourselves. We don't have to ignore it. And for this one, it's very simple. So it's pleasure minus pain, right? This is how we are conditioned to be, to function in the world. And this is our, by default, automatic way of being. Our mind is always searching to maximize the pleasure it can get and avoid the pain under all circumstances, right? So this is how, from birth, we're conditioned to function in this way into the world. And we try to control things, people, reality, in order to make this happen, to maximize the formula, to have the most pleasure and to minimize the pain. But that is never ending, and it's not working, and it's working less and less for more and more people, because we need to always control things. And with what is happening now in the world, with all these energies accelerating, we cannot control even, less and less we can control things into the outer reality. In the past, the more effort and willpower we developed and control, and we could try to maximize this, improve ourselves, personalities, acquire skills, and so on, right, in order to maximize this formula. But for me, it was clear from a long time that this is not going to work. So what I did is I withdrew from this, trying to make it work from the outside world, because here we give power to the outside world. We're trying to manipulate, control the outside reality so it fits our model of reality, the map that our brain developed for us to maximize this formula. So what I did, I searched the happiness of the soul, right? Because if we only focus on this one, we don't have any more time, energy, resources for our soul, right? This is we're maximizing the certainty, the pleasure, the importance, the connection, right? But where is this happening? It's on the horizontal plane of existence, right? This is fulfillment with a small f, and this is the fulfillment of the soul on the vertical line, right? So when we try to maximize the fulfillment on the horizontal to find happiness here, it's a never ending, and we actually go further and further away from our true self, from our true being, from our soul. And what is happening in this realm and dimension is that it functions the law of duality. So the more we go to one extreme trying to maximize the pleasure, the more it will pull us back into experience the pain, the suffering. Does it happen to you? Because the more we experience more attachment, we're attached to what the pleasure from what we get, either it's the thing, the job, the career, the person, it puts us more often than not, actually always, because it's a law, it puts us also on the other extreme. And actually the sum of it over the long term, it's zero, right? So all the efforts that we put in this formula in the end will come to zero. I know it sounds encouraging, right? So more and more people are trying to find a different solution to find real fulfillment. And that is the fulfillment of the soul. And that starts with being. That starts with letting go of this paradigm and coming back to presence, coming back to the center, coming back to who we truly are, to our eternal being. And in this space, when the mind begins to lose its grip on us, begins to settle, we actually find the true happiness inside of us, because it's our nature. We don't have to bring it from outside, like what the mind thinks we need to do, but we find it deep within, in the silence of being. We rediscover the joy, the love, the peace, the divine, and all of these are actually aspects of the divine, which is our true nature. So this was my experience, and when I discovered this through meditation, through intense spiritual practices, living in ashrams in India, in US, in Nepal, and other places, meeting spiritual masters and so on, I thought, this is it, right? Like this is how I would spend my whole life, because it felt so blissful, so peaceful. Like before, like I was trying so hard to make this work and it was never ending. This, I thought it would bring me everything. And it did for a while, for a few years. This was the most blissful period of my life. But then something happened. And because we have also energies within us, karmic energies, and also a call to serve life, Dharma, our soul purpose. There are energies within us, that a soul contract that we agreed to do in our incarnation. This won't let us just be, right? It would be wonderful, and many spiritual masters already have purified most of this karma and dharma, and they just stay on being. But for most of us, it's also the second term, which is becoming, right? Which is also serving life. And what does that mean? It means that we have a calling, a soul purpose, something that is written within our being, like the seed, like a tree, like an apple tree, right? From the seed, it is meant to bring fruit. The same with us. We are meant to serve life in a unique way, or to allow life to express through us in our unique way, right? So when we stop this, because we don't want to have the discomfort when we found the peace, the happiness within, and we resist the call, we suffer and we lose the fulfillment from being. So for me, this was one of the hardest lessons to learn, much harder than just switching from this one to this one, because it made me to give up, to shift from this identity, this peace, what I found. So life is inviting us always to more expansion, more growth, right? Like everything in nature is moving, evolving. The universe are expanding always. So we need to collaborate with this. Otherwise, if we block it, we suffer, right? It's interesting how the universe and all this divine experience has so much intelligence that it's incomprehensible with our limited minds. So when we allow, we find the most joy and fulfillment. When we balance being, like being centered in our being, in our essence, but also being involved in the world, serving with our unique gifts through our unique capacities, but also because our soul purpose, which is the pure desire of our hearts, of our soul, it might take us out of our comfort zone more often than not. So usually it's a vision that our soul it's inviting us into, that it's way beyond our current capacity. So that involves us to expand, to become more, to expand, right? So for that, we need to allow and to surrender actually to the divine plan and to become a more pure channel, to let go more and more of the old conditioning, of the layers that we gathered in our being, in our systems, in our emotional body, in our energy body, in the old limiting beliefs, in order to be able to fulfill our soul purpose and to bring that vision into physical reality. So it's an interesting balance between being and becoming, and it's not as easy as it seems, because when we go too much into the becoming and trying to force things into happen, we lose being. If we stay too much into being and in silence, we don't expand, right? So we need to find this balance, and for which one of us it's a unique place or strategy. Actually, the strategy how we do this is being provided to us by our higher self through listening deeply and establishing this connection with our soul. All the steps are already laid for us. So it's a beautiful process. And how we combine all of this, it's our actually following our divine destiny, what we call the soul purpose, the soul path, the life that we are meant to live in this life. So does it mean that this formula goes away? No. So we need also to have the basic needs of our human life, of human experience met. But we don't have to focus on it. This is the most interesting part, because when we focus on this one, we don't have energy for this. But when we focus on this, this shall be fulfilled on its own. This is what Jesus is saying in the Bible: follow the kingdom of God first, and all else shall be added unto you. Follow your soul path, your soul purpose, and then everything else, abundance, relationships, health, connections, everything, fulfillment will be added onto you, right? So we don't need to worry about this, because if we put the focus on this, we are lost. But when we focus on our higher expansion of being and becoming, being love, sharing our gifts, all else shall be added unto us. So I hope this formulas brought you more clarity, because I believe it's important for our mind also to understand, even if we know intellectually or intuitively that we need to focus on our soul, to follow the guidance, to follow our hearts, and then the mind becomes the most useful helper, right? Because the mind is such a powerful tool, but if we let the mind lead, it will take us astray. When we let the soul lead in connection with the spirit, with the higher self, then that is the true path, right? So we explore all of this in Divine Destiny Academy, which is such a powerful transformatory journey from being to becoming, and including all aspects of our lives, right? So I hope this video brought you a lot more clarity, and I'll see you in the next one. Leave the comment below what resonated the most, what aha did you have from this, and I'll see you soon.